right? What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hey. Are you ready? It's time!
Welcome back to another Sunday afternoon episode of Software Explorations. We are going to get into Terraform today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We already got my guy, Yakar, in the building. What's going on, Yakar? How are you doing today? So today, what I want to do, because we've been having issues with our deployment of the Elastic Container Service using Fargate with Terraform, we never actually implemented the logs. So I think if we go ahead and implement the Cloudwatch logs, we'll be able to see better what's going on, and then maybe we can fix that and go from there. So we shall find out. But that's the plan for today. Nothing too crazy, but we're gonna get it in. All right, as always. So like we always like to do, let's get started with our agenda for today, and then we will get into the show. Have some good topics as well to talk about. So let's get through some housekeeping real quick. All right. So first and foremost, I want to say it's the time for gratitude. Thank you so much to all of the newest subscribers, those who've been here for a while. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to the Tech Barbarians, to the Tech Prodigy members, to the Tech Explorers, to the Tech Mercenaries, and to the Bag Chasers as well. So shout out to all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. So, and I want to just start sharing the live show schedule as well. On our Saturday mornings, one of my favorite shows of the week, we have The Men Lie, The Women Lie, The Numbers Manipulate show, where we review our weekly economic numbers. So the data that comes out for the week, we look into those, we break it down, make it easy, and see what is really going on, because we can't just let them tell us what it is. We need to make sure we understand it for ourselves. That's what we've been doing for the past over a month now. On Saturday mornings, Mondays we have the Mondays and Wednesdays the Coffee and Kata show, where we are doing our mobile development. So we review some news stories and we do our mobile development. Tomorrow I think I might actually start at 7:15 a.m. I'll see. It's either going to be 7:15 or 7:45, and then on Wednesdays we start at 7:15, and we're going through that. We're going, we just get it in. And then Sunday afternoons, today, we are working our way through software explorations. We are working on Terraform. Tuesday nights, we have our Q&A. Thursday nights, software explorations. This coming Thursday, we're going to be continuing working on our API documentation with Swagger auto generation. So that is all the live shows for the week. And then we have as well, we have our pre-recorded content. Mondays, Candid Conversations. Last week, we spoke about what have you not started yet. This week, we're going to be talking about what I wish I knew 25 years ago. 25 years ago, yes. 25 years ago. And Wednesdays, software explorations, concept and overviews. Last week we spoke about data engineering. This week we're going to be talking about test-driven development one of my favorite ways to develop, and even one of my favorite ways to learn developing as well. So that is what we're working on. That's what we're going to be talking about this Wednesday. And then Fridays, we have the bug bite. Last week, we spoke about Microsoft deprecating VB script and why it's important to learn new languages. This week, we're going to be talking about how Google, yes, Google deleted a $135 billion pension fund account. It's a crazy story, but tune in to find out more. All right. And then throughout the week, we release, I'm actually going to be trying to release some more videos this week, trying to find out what time is the best time to release them because, we release a lot, but we also have our clips from the Q&A show, all of that good stuff. All right. So that is our housekeeping for today. And we will be getting into the rest of the show. But first, let me acknowledge the chat. We have Trap and Slay in the building. What's going on, Trap and Slay? How are you doing today? All right. So let's get it in. So I wanted to, let's do this, right? Let's do a little, what I call the jump off, right? Before we get started with the show, just, it's kind of like icebreaker, but it's a different thing. It's a different one, right? So the topic for today is you're trying, we're doing. And what do I mean by that? So I've come across many people who they're just trying. Like there's so many different things they're trying. And I'll break it like this, right? So they'll reach out to me and say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm like, all right, well, this is what you got to do. It's like, okay, I just need to finish this thing first before I can get into it. And I'm like, all right, cool. So then now 1 month passes, they reach out again. And they're like, they reach out again. I'm like, okay, where are you at now? And they say, oh, okay, I just need to finish this. And I'm like, okay, so now another month passes. I'm like, okay, hey, we've done A, B, and C in the past 3 months that you've been trying to do whatever it is. And I'm like, what's taking you so long? Why don't you just start and let's get moving. Let's get moving. So that's what I'm saying. Like while you're trying and you're just staying in one particular place, waiting for something to happen. So many people are like, oh, I just want to learn Python. Oh, I just want to do this. Oh, I just want to do that. I just have to finish this bootcamp. I just have to finish that boot. I just have to finish this course. I'm like, hey, you've been saying that for the past however many months now. We're moving over here. Do you want to win or do you want to just like try to figure out everything on your own? It's going to be so much harder. It's going to be so much harder. All right? So that's what I'm saying. Hey, time to stop trying. Time to start doing. All right? And all right, let's see what we got here in the chat. Okay. Your car. Oh, let me move this off the screen. Your car says, where is that? It's peanut butter jelly time. It's peanut butter jelly time where you're at. I need the soundbite for that. And Wealth Building Journey says, oh God, see, look at, I got this one though, because I watched Charlotte's Web. Salutations to you as well, the Wealth Building Journey. Your car says, I chimed in earlier. I guess you can't see. That's the only thing I saw was the peanut butter jelly. And let's see. Wealth Building Journey says, no big word Sunday. Thank you. See, now you're getting it. Let me see here. It says, it's syllables that, yes, more than 2 syllables. It is not a good day for me. All right. And it says, quick question. I signed up for the test for testing the app, but I haven't heard anything. So I did add you as a tester. I think it was to Android, but I tried to send it to you, the link to Discord, but I can email it to you as well. But I did send you a message in Discord, but you might have not gotten it. I'm not sure, but I will follow up with you on that. And Mitch, I have a story for you. I have stories for you today, but we'll get into that, right? But Mitch says, take off the blazer, loosen up the tie. Superman is alive. See, I tell Ferris that the Superman is part of the non-compete, so he's asking for it, but it's not happening. And it says that pension fund was, yes, it was recovered. Why you gotta spill all the beans already, right? Why you gotta spill all the beans? And let's say, it says, yeah, they literally have to recover it. That really deleted it. But yeah, so all right, let's get into it because I have some good topics today during the break. I have a video to share with you, all this good stuff about, hey, like in the title it says professionalism and integrity. Professionalism and integrity. So we're going to talk about that. Why, as whatever you do in tech, I mean, whatever you do in life, but especially in tech, why professionalism is very important. And it's from a video that I watch like 3-4 times a year by Robert T. Martin about why, as people who are in tech, especially in software developers, it's important to practice professionalism. All right. So we'll get into that during our first break. I'm going to share the video with you during the first break, and then we'll talk about it during the rest of our breaks. All right. So let's get into it. Let's start off with our first 20-minute segment of the day.
It's time to do.
All right. So I have this page up where, let me see if I can zoom in on this without it looking all crazy. All right. There we go. All right. So here's the issue that we've been having. Whenever we try to deploy our Elastic Container Service with Terraform, it's not starting up. We're like, it gets close. We get a 502 and stuff like that, which, now that I think about it, I also did get a 502 when I was, I did get a 502 as well with, anyways, I digress. Right. So I'm trying to see like, how can we attach the Cloudwatch logs so that we can see exactly what's going on and not have to like dig for it. All right. So I found this site, section411.com, and they have hello world, the Fargate Terraform tutorial I wish I had. And now it was written, published 4 years ago, updated 2 years ago, but now I have it, this information, like a lot of it, sometimes although it might be a little bit outdated in some sorts, but you can still learn a lot from it. So that's why I'm looking into it to see what we can glean from it, to see if we can figure out how to do it. Right? I'm not going to read the whole thing because I already scrolled through it. I'm just going to go straight to, because I read it. It's pretty much the same problem that I'm having, but I wanted to go straight into the configuration of what we need to do in our Terraform code. So all this right here is code to Docker code to get it started up. But here, so this is Terraform code over here, access keys. We have all of that already. So we have this. This is our Elastic Container Service. Let's see. Looking for where they define where do they define it? Hold on. So this is what I want here. We will eventually want a place to put our logs. So they have the AWS Cloudwatch log group, Sun API. Let's see. So let me start reading around here. All right, so let me see. In this case, AWS ECS service documentation specifies that task definitions such should be the family revision, full ARN, that task definition that will run in your service. It's a good reminder that while Terraform helps to define our infrastructure, it doesn't guarantee that infrastructure we define will even run, much less meet best practices. Yep. As far as it being a module, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with modules yet. So that's why I haven't really been using them much yet. I'll probably have to look into that more, but I'm going to try to see if I can do it as a resource for the CloudWatch log group, because what I want to do is when we are so this is what I want to do. I want to be, well, it won't work here yet because we haven't started it up, but I want it like when I go into the Elastic Container Service and then the cluster, I just want to see the logs that tell me why it's not starting up. So that's what I'm trying to figure out first, because I just wanted to be able I started one time using it, and then ever since then it keeps getting us that 502 bad gateway thing. So that's why I'm just trying to figure out that first. Let's see. So this is the task definition. This is the resource. So if we add this here, and now I'm looking for how we're going to connect it. So it's probably, okay, so it's probably, all right. It's probably we have this resource here for the CloudWatch group. And then inside the log configuration, we're going to have the log driver AWS logs, and then options where it's going to be. And then that AWS log group. Next up, update task definition field in our, and we have all of this stuff done already. So I think it might just be that part right now. I think it might just be that part. So let's try. Let's give it a try because I am not entirely sure. This is my first time setting up logs, so we are going to do it together. Let's go to this screen over here, and we're gonna do Fargate. Check out Terraform. And we're gonna do CD. Guess we're in, no, we're not using this one. We're gonna go to CD Terraform. Inside of Terraform is gonna be Docker. And then we're going to open up TF. I guess we just create a new file for that. So let's do a Docker. And inside of here, I'm just going to create a new file. We're going to call that ECS log or cloud. Let's call it ECS Cloudwatch. .tf. And let's add that to Git. And now I'm just going to do, I mean, it kind of sucks to have a file that's going to have nothing in it but whatever. Let's keep it clean. AWS Cloudwatch log group. And then let's call that PPQ app. And then we're going to call that family equals let's go with that. All right. Oh, no, that's not. This should be /ECS/PPQ. All right. So now we've defined our resource for our CloudWatch log group. Now we have to go into the ECS. Wait a second. What's this? I already had a log. Ah, look at that. I already had one. So I don't need this one then. Let's get rid of this then. I already had one of them in there. So this is already defined. AWS CloudWatch PPQ log group. All right. So we already had this, all right? Now we need to apply this then. We need to apply this into the ECS plan. So if we take this right here and we go into ECS plan, and now let's see if we have, so this has to go inside of the test definition under the container definition. So container definition. All right, so we had all this stuff commented out at the time. So now we're going to uncomment this. And we're going to have this named PPQ log group. Name. And that's going to be AWS log group region. All right, cool. So that's good. So this one is going to be, where do you have region from? AWS region. All right. Okay, cool. So now that looks like everything. It looks like everything. Let me see. guess we'll give it a try. Cause what we're gonna want to see is as we kick this off, we want to see if it's going to show up inside of AWS, right? So let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. And while that's running, then I'll start telling Mitch my story from today, right? Because he's not gonna believe it. Of course, he's not gonna believe it. But I have to share. I have to share, right? So we're gonna do Terraform apply. You know it, Yakar. You know it. You know it. Let's see. Let's go here. All right, now while that's doing its thing, we're going to pull it up in AWS so that we can see that it's actually setting up correctly. All right. So, all right. So if we go here, so right now it's creating the subnets. So while we're waiting for all this stuff to happen, so this is already starting. So this is what happened today, right? And I'll go to full screen while we talk about this. So this is what happened, right? You are entirely 100% on point, your car. 35 feet. Could be 33 and a half, but who's counting anyways, right? So first game winner. My only shot was the game winner from 3. Of course, from 3. That one was more like, 26 feet, So then we lost the second game. And the team that beat us in the second game, we played them again. And they were like big. Like one of the guys, he was huge. And this is what happened towards the end of the game. I mean, probably not the smartest thing for me to do is set a screen on him. But I set the screen and he like pushed me out the way, right? And he's like huge. And I'm like, I flew back, and I made a circle, got the ball back had to be like 30 feet off the backboard. Boom. That we were like that took us to game point. I was mad. I'm like, you're not gonna just push me like that. You're not just gonna push me like that. Boom. And then the last game winner again. So 2 game winners today. Just saying. I'm just saying. See, this is exactly how step back from 35 and a half feet. Boom, right? Steve Nash screen pop out 35. You see, your card knows. Does he believe me? I don't know, but he knows the story. He knows the story. Mitch finds it absolutely hilarious. See,
They ain't believing us.
they ain't believing us. They ain't believing me. But I'm telling you, it just boom. What can I say? It is what it is. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. Says, I believe you 100%. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey.
All right, this nigga. Let me switch back to the screen. It's going. I was like, because I'm telling you, as soon as I hit, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to tell Mitch about this. Let's see here. So this one is getting started. What is it creating? Let's look at our tasks. So I created this one. And now we look at our clusters. This part takes the longest part. Actually, let's go check our Cloudwatch while this is being created. So one is pending. See this, but we go to Cloudwatch. Let's see if our Cloudwatch got created. Yakar, I have a question for you. Are you familiar with or have you done this before where you connected like a load balancer from AWS to a Mongo Atlas database? Let's see here, Cloudwatch, log groups. We have this. There goes the one that we created just now. PPQ stream, or there's two of them here. There's a TF PPQ container, and there is a PPQ log stream. Let me see. We had both of them here. What is the PPQ log stream? That one I'm not too sure about. So there's an AWS CloudWatch log stream, and then there's one for log group. Interesting. That's what the log stream is. I didn't set up the log stream. Let's see here. So we have, if we come in here, one in progress, one complete, and it's probably going to mess up again, I'm pretty sure. All right, so our Terraform apply is completed. It was dark in here. Let me see, what's this? All right, let me go dark in here. All right, there we go. All right, I can see better. All right, cool. So everything is done, but let's see what's going on over here. Oh, it says 2 running. Watch, after we set up the logs, everything's gonna be working for some weird reason, right? So let's go to the, what was the domain, the Route 53 that we did? It was ECS dev. So, all right, cool. So this is actually, although I don't like seeing this, but we actually wanted this to happen so that we can actually see what's going on. So let's refresh this. It says 2 are running, but let's see if we have our logs. Let's see if we have our logs. So boom, we have logs. We have logs. Shout out to that. Now, can we actually use them? That is a different story. Let's see. Save view in Cloudwatch. Let's see here. Non-existent property get of modules inside circular dependency. What are you talking about? Let's see, we start tailing. And let's see what we get here. So the logs are very important because it tells you what's working and what's, because like when I started locally, I can see exactly what the errors are, but it gets really hard when you're doing it through, you can't really see the server. So it's like I'd have to maybe try to connect to the EC2 instance. All right, let's see what's going on. Maybe I also need to set up a maybe I need to set up a log stream. So let's see if we can set up a log stream. Let's see. How to determine Cloudwatch log stream for ECS service per date. So I have the logs, but it's not really telling me what I want. So let's go back to, they're both on the same day. So apparently there is an error. With, I have no idea why this would, so error Accessing non-existing property get of module exports inside circular dependency. Huh. I can't see it though. Let's see. And this one probably has nothing in it. So we're getting closer. We actually have logs now, but I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. So let me see. Logs. Let's search for it. At least we know the error that's preventing it from starting up. So let's see what this is. Accessing
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Accessing. All right, let's go to break. Let's go to break because now that we have some more data, now I just need to see how I can make the logs make more sense in what it's saying. But then once we figure that out, then I think we'll be in better shape. So let me find this video. And then we shall watch it real quick. A very short portion of it. So this video was it was like about maybe 8-10 years ago. The Volkswagen CEO testifying before Congress, I believe. And what he said in his testimony about some defect that Tesla had, or that Volkswagen had. Oh my goodness, what's happening here? Give me a second. What is this? Be right. Be right back. I think Ecamm messed up with their release. They had a recent release, and now like this is the second time that the memory, I think they have a memory leak, because the second time like the memory like ran up to like crazy, like using 70-80 gigs of memory for no reason. I think they have a memory leak in their release, but I will let them know about that. So let's go to CEO. Yesterday. All right, cool. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna check the chat, and then we are going to check the chat, and then we're going to watch the video, and then we'll have some commentary on that, right? So, see, I missed some. I knew I missed some. Anyways, I'll get it from here. I can't show them on the screen, but I'll get it from here. So, let's see. Let me see. So your car had said, Mitch, 3-on-3 tournament, IT versus management. Who wins? That is a good question. Who wins? And let's see. So Mitch says, the only that can play is me. So it would be my team. That's hilarious. The only one that can play is me, so it would be my team. I will make them look like they were playing for years. So your car says to the question I asked, I wouldn't do it like this because we are built on no trust architecture. So the hosting and everything is different. Makes sense. It says, so you would have to carry the IT team to victory over management like Jordan. And Mitch says, more like Kobe. And now we pop back up. And so your car said, who's Shaq? Who's Shaq? I think the software is having issues. Is it better now? Because I reset the software. But I think they're having issues. unfortunately, with their latest release, because I just started the computer as well. But let me know. It says, your car says, when are they going to break up the monopoly we call Volkswagen? And it says, now it's back. Yep, I had to restart. So thank you for letting me know. I got a pop-up saying that the memory is going crazy. Your car says, that's Jordan, bro. You create the team around you. And Mitch says, Kobe had to come on Smush Kobe had to come on Smush Parker. That is true. That is true. And it says, I agree. What's going on here? Let me move this. It says, I agree. That's what made me go on the Thought Problem last night and sent you the DM about that feature. Man, did I miss something? Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, now I know what you mean. Okay, gotcha. All right, and I'm good now. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I don't know. I think the software is messing up, and it's so the wealth building journey said. I'm gonna read it before I even start to. I'm gonna read it in my mind before I read it out loud. So, is it Volkswagen a German-owned company? I'm not sure how U.S. antitrust laws would work with a German company, but breaking it up would make sense. What does Volkswagen own? I'm curious. But here's a question: do you guys remember when they had some type of defect? I forgot exactly what it was doing. Right, but I was watching the video with Robert T. Martin, and he was talking about when the CEO of Volkswagen testified before Congress. And so I had to go look it up to see was that really accurate? And I'm gonna like skip through exactly where it's at. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it together, right? So let's take a look. All right, let's do it. So let's see what he had to say. Let me see if the sound is playing. Hold on. I don't think I have sound shared. Give me a second. All right, so let's take a look at what he had to say. Just gonna be like 30 seconds, right?
This was Germany at the corporate level, is that correct?
Two answers to this
Level.
was cars.
I'm told that this was a decision made in Germany at the corporate level, is that correct?
Two answers to this. First of all, the investigations are ongoing, but this was not a corporate decision from my point of view. To my best knowledge today, the corporation in no board meeting or no supervisory board meeting has authorized this, but this was a couple of software engineers who put this in for whatever reasons, and I would also like to find out, and I fully agree to your other statements.
So, and this is an oversight hearing, so
All right. So, did you guys hear that? The software is going absolutely crazy right now. Like it keeps going up to like 80 gigs of memory. I don't know. But are we good? Are we good? So, let me see what I can read. So, all right. So let's see. So your card says that he remembers it. Don't blame IT. They're doing what management tells them to do. That's a cop out. Let's see. So the wealth building journey says passing the buck. Memory overload again. Yes, memory overload. I don't know. It's going. I don't know. It's going crazy on me. I don't know what's going on here. I updated the software yesterday, and now it's acting up. But I'll probably just downgrade it after the show, and because that's crazy. But so here's the deal. Here's the deal, right? The first, because you guys are right. You guys are right. But the thing is, Did you see how they just threw the software engineer under the bus? So let me see. This thing's getting on my nerves. Let me see. Let me watch the memory. But yeah, so you see how they just threw the software engineers under the bus, right? But the problem with that, though, is that they will throw you on the bus. So that's why it's important that you have to practice professionalism in all shapes, sizes, and form. So because your name is on the line. I don't know why this thing's not working. So your name is on the line. So you have to be able to say yes and no and things like that, and not just like let them railroad you. Say, oh, it had like, because if they're gonna throw you under the bus anyways, then you have to like say, okay, we can't rush things just for the sake of, oh, we have to get it done. Because do you not think that these software engineers were under so much pressure, like under tremendous pressure to get whatever had to be done? Let me see here. So with that being said, I think it is like, regardless of whatever it is that they are, like the pressure that's being put on you, it's still up to you to it's still up to you to say like, no, we can't do this, or this is when it's going to be done. We're not going to take shortcuts, because here's the problem. If you do take the shortcut, okay, the company's name is still on it, but I think people ended up dying due to whatever malfunction that Volkswagen had at the time. So do you feel comfortable associating your name with that just to meet the deadlines of the company, which a lot of times they're artificially inflated anyways? So that's my thoughts behind that on you having to be very, very careful in what you put your name on. You know, so like your car says, this thing's going crazy. It's a code of ethics, you know, and that's the part of like professionalism in the industry. And we know, like the same way that the doctors, I think it's like do no harm. Same thing comes for, because a doctor can hurt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. A software engineer can hurt millions of people. And that's why we shouldn't be just like rushing things or putting our stamp of approval, which that's another big problem for people in QA, is that you'll get the work towards the end of the sprint, and now the pressure's on you to try to test, and now you might overlook things, you might try to take shortcuts, which you shouldn't be afraid to say, no, we can't do this. You know, and Mitch says on the other side of that, the software engineer will be fired. So you might be fired if you don't get it out fast enough, but if you get it, but now you can also be fired and get the blame thrown on you in front of Congress if you do get it out, but it's bad, right? So it's to me, it's like you have to be very, very careful when you are working in these fields, because here's the thing. The job of the product team, the stakeholders, the company, the CEO, whoever, is to push you to get things done faster. But your job is also to, while getting the stuff done, it's also to push back when things are being done unreasonably. And that like, hey, if we do this, these are the potential risks. And that to me is part of being professional in the field, right? So let me check this thing real quick, and then we're gonna, I don't even know. Still good so far. All right, so let's see. Things are not working here. Let me see what your car had to say. All right. So the wealth building journey said, that's not leadership, in my opinion. That's passing the blame instead of owning it. That's you're totally right. I agree with you 100%. But they still pass the blame. They still pass the blame, and it just put on some software engineer who's just writing code, trying to get things out on time. But if the software engineer saw something, because the way that he said is like, oh, it was just some software engineer who did this thing that messed everything up. Whether that's true or not, whether it's intentional or not, what would happen? Like, so I still think whether it would have been detrimental to a release thing or losing a bunch of money, because either way, they lost a bunch of money. So the software engineers, the software development team, including QA, should have like said, hey, this I can't sign off on this. I can't attach my name to this. Like bugs happen, but the way that this one is being portrayed is like, oh, the software engineers messed this up and they are responsible for whatever happened. So I think if you are the software engineer, you need to always put yourself in the best light possible. And like, I am not going to do harm, right? Do no harm. It says the software engineers were like, we told you we couldn't do it, but you told us to do it anyways. So that's the question. If you say you can't do it, but they say do it anyways, do you do it anyways? Like your card said, code of ethics. On the other side, yeah, so we saw that. Mitch said on the other side, it'll be fired. And your card says some companies push things through even when the smart people are telling them not to. The medical industry does it all the time. Cough, cough, COVID. Let's see. Your card, very true. Let's see what else. They probably did say that, and the company told them to do it now or get fired. So the question is, if the company says do it now or get fired, if you do it, it can harm millions of people. Do you do it or do you quit? That's a tough question, right? Is it a tough question? Do you do it or do you say, sorry, I can't do it. Like it's not gonna work and this is the risk that it puts out. I'm sure some people will do it. The question is, do you do it, right? Let's see. So the wealth building journey says, that's exactly what management said. You're probably right. And it says, then management gave themselves a bonus. Why is my sound not working? We'll figure that out. And all right, cool. So things are not going my way today. Let me see if I can. Give me a second. You know what? You guys give me a second. I'm going to try to unplug some stuff, plug them back in and see what we can do. All right. Let me see what we can do. I'm muted. All right, sorry. So I'm saying I was about to you know what? Forget this. The Stream Deck's not working anymore. I'm gonna call it a day, but it's back. It's back. So let's continue to see if we can do some more investigation on this Elastic Beanstalk stuff. Crazy day. Crazy day. All right. See, Mitch, this is why I'm gonna stop playing basketball because whenever I have a good game, then the computer doesn't want to follow. All right. Let's see. So let me keep reading the chat real quick. Your car said you do it, but it creates a paper trail showing that it was duress. Okay. Fair. It says don't put the computer in a chokehold. I was about to. I was getting really upset. Lunch break. Let's no sound. Yeah. I was about to say you know what, forget today because nothing's working. I'm gonna go back and I don't know. I'm gonna downgrade because I don't know, something's up with StreamYard. Let me see. Rav got me under pressure with a non-compete. All right, let's do another. Let's do some more investigation because I don't know what's going on here. But let's do it. Let's go! All right. So if we look at over here, we are trying to see. All right, let's take a look at what's going on with this. It's still struggling. Let me see. But we do have logs. So if we click on this task, I wonder if I can go deeper into the task. Let me see. Logs over here. But that's not enough logs for me to see. Could I? It says that we have one running and 2 failed. Can we see the ones that failed? Let's see. Go to logs, and it's I wonder what it's trying to start. Let me see something. Let me see. It is starting. So let's look at what we have in our ECR. You click on this. We go here. And we go here. So this is this one. So if we click on this, details. So wait a second, because I see something weird. Why is there extra P after this right here? But even so, shit, start. Let's try. All right, let's go back to over here. And let's see if inside of here or inside of here. Why is there a P here? I don't think that should be there. That's that's weird. It should just be the repository URL and then the path to and then the image. Let me try to do a destroy. Or let me do a Terraform apply before I destroy. Let's see if we can just change the image. That would really suck if that's what the problem was, though. Let's see. We're going to say yes, we want to apply that. It's happening again. That was so weird. I saw it start to climb up in memory and then it dropped. Let me know if you can still, if the video is still good, if I'm freezing or not. Because it started to climb up and then it dropped. That is so weird. It's like jumping up and down. All right, so let's go back and look at here. I'm going to show you this. Just watch Ecamm go crazy. Well, it's not going to. Okay, cool. Keep CPU window on top. Oh, that didn't work. Anyways, let's go to different restart. If that's what the problem is, that would be a really crappy typo. Let's see. Task. How do I get it to re-kick off? Let's see. Just wanted to restart. I don't want to have to do a whole destroy to bring down the whole entire infrastructure just for this part. Hello? Should be back. That's what happened yesterday morning as well, Yokar. Like the thing just blew up on me, and then, but you should be able to hear me now, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that as soon as I'm done tonight. I'm gonna downgrade it because it's crazy. Let me see. Didn't take effect with the new one. All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna bring this down because it didn't take effect. So yeah, when the memory spikes, the sound goes out, but then when it drops back down, then it comes back in. So I don't know what that colon P came from. That's got to be a mistake. I don't ever even remember typing that in there. Let me see something. Let's do a history on this file. Let's do a local history. Oh, you see here? This is probably when it worked. Well, this is from 526. How was this last week? So maybe not. Side by side. Let me see here. Compare these two. Oh, so I made a typo. Because before it didn't have that, and somehow I must have. So that's probably why this hasn't been working for the whole entire time. Your card says, "Remember, you're a zombie coder. You write code in your sleep and then wake up to realize you don't remember writing." I think that might have been what happened. That might have been what happened. That's crazy. Because now, all right, but the bright side is we did learn about how to add our logging, so that's a win for us. So now we have to wait for this to destroy and then to bring it back up. But yeah, so and then that's just been there ever since. That's been there ever since. Wow, that is absolutely crazy. Well, that's the current. Wait a second, that's the current one. Let me see if we look at. Oh wait, no. So I don't even know how it was before. I want. Let's check a version control of it because that says that that's the current. So let me see. Git show history. If we look at it from 421, maybe. Let me see. So the latest that didn't work, but so there was the P there, but I don't know what the P signifies. Let me see. So latest. I don't know. throw this up here so you can see this as well while it's going. So you'll be able to see the ecam going up and down, up and down. Hey, Mitch, is it like static all the time or sometimes? Here. Look for downgrade. You see? Oh. So you saw it rise up to you saw it rise up and then it didn't come back down, right? That's what it's been doing. Like since yesterday, it's been doing that, and I think yesterday's when I upgraded it. What a mess. Should be back now, right? But I figured out what the problem is. Well, figured out what's causing it. Not even what's causing it. Figured out that it's ecam that's climbing up in the memory usage. Now we just need to figure out why and how to stop it or downgrade altogether. I need to talk to their QA department on this because this is totally unacceptable. So to be fair, Yakar and Mitch, it was not me who messed up. Well, I mean, I'm the one who upgraded it, so I guess it is my fault. But it was the software that messed up your stream yesterday, and I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen next week. I'm gonna get it right, and I'm gonna ask him for an apology. I'm gonna ask for an official apology from Ecamm for you guys. I will. I'm like, hey, can I speak to your QA team? You guys messed up the favorite show of the favorite show of the week. We were cruising along too. We were cruising along as well yesterday, and then they're like, "Oh, they're static." I'm like, "What are you talking about, static?" And then everything went downhill from there. Total mess. I don't think I am. How would I know if I'm doing that? Your car asks. That's not what I want to show. Car asks if I'm compressing the memory. If it's not something that happens by default, then I'm probably not. Says you need to update your screensaver to Saturday. You talking about the background? Talking about this one? You want me to upgrade that one to Saturday? All right, I'll work on that. I'll work on that. I'll work on that. Which okay, you mean add it to the okay, I'll do that. I'll add it to I have to add the morning shows to it as well, and I have to add the I have to add Saturday to it. Definitely. And the World Building Journey says, hello, can I speak to your QA department? Yep, that's what I'm gonna call him like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, he doesn't want to give us the spotlight. How about on a Mac, your car? How about on a Mac? Because I'm on a Mac. which this type of stuff is not supposed to happen on a Mac, but All right, Oh, I see what happened when I restarted the thing. All right, whatever. Let's we'll figure it out. Blame Ecamm like Volkswagen blames the software engineer. I did say I was the one who upgraded it, so. But how was I supposed to know that their
Lunch break.
that their software engineers as well as their QA engineers didn't properly test it to see if the memory was going to run up or not? I tell you, no love. All right. So while that's still tearing down, let's go to full screen. And let me see. Let me keep monitoring this real quick because it's driving me crazy. All right. Let's see. Let's say it says, but seriously, this is good. Nothing is ever perfect. People have to see this. Well, let's put it like this, right? I expect the software that I pay for to work. You see what I mean? I expect the software that I pay for to work. I expect when I'm working trying to figure this stuff out, like the logs, and maybe I have this typo in there. Cool, I can live with that. But the software should work. That's just, I don't know. Maybe that's a crazy thought for me, right? But I would like the software to work, right? Let me see. All right, let's take a look at the chat, and then I'm going to talk about our second topic, or my second point, based on what we were talking about with the Volkswagen CEO throwing his software engineers under. He probably doesn't even know the software engineer's name. Just a couple of software engineers. They went rogue and did whatever. Let me see. So your car says, open the terminal and type in. I will do that as soon as and you know what? Let me copy this because I don't want to. I'm gonna write that in my notes because who knows what the streamer is gonna do, and I don't want to lose this. And then sysctl -wvm.compressor mode equals 1. All right, I have that written down. I don't know what would happen if I did it during the stream, and I don't want to take the chance of blowing everything up. So I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm definitely going to do it as soon, because if that's going to help with the memory usage, then that's going to be great. Thank you, Yakar. As always. Hey, I'm not happy about when I'm not happy about when this type of stuff happens. I am not happy whatsoever. And we have me Amor in the building. Welcome. How are you doing today? Let's see. It says, how many other times does this happen, but people just edit and act like everything is all good? I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, I just don't like my software not to work. And the World Building Journey says, what's crazy is the best software is usually free and open source. You are correct. You're correct. The only thing with that, though, with the free and open source software, is to get everything that you want to work in the right way, you have to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's like a scavenger hunt of okay, how can I plug this here? How can I plug this here? How can I plug this here? And so I agree with you. So when I'm doing my pre-records, I still use OBS open source, but it's a lot easier to manage this. And then there's a integration with the Stream Deck and everything like that. But I just think they had a bad software deploy. I think Ecamm had a bad software deploy, and I'm gonna talk to them about that. Let's see here. Says Ralph and Ferris are the only ones who show the real process. Yo, Ferris is watching him figure out how to do Python. It's like seeing what people who are learning these new technologies like actually are going through. So it's been really helpful because it gives me a lot of ideas of things to talk about as well. And that's one of the reasons that I'm releasing the video on Wednesday for test-driven development, which I think is like, if more people were to adopt that methodology of development, I think you would have a lot cleaner code and a lot safer code as well. And it says, let me see. So Mitch is like, it's like an IG model goes to the gym after the surgery and says you got to exercise and lose weight. Wait, did I say that? Oh my goodness, Mitch. And let's see. So this is almost done. And it says, so I'm gonna come back to the chat after we talk about this part right here, right? So let's go to fight for your name. So what do I mean by fight for your name? It kind of stems from what we were talking about the first time in the first break, right? Where if you're putting your name on something, because guess what? In that GitHub repo where you committed the code, whoever approves the code to be merged, whoever does the merge and the deploy and all that type of stuff, or however they do it for Volkswagen or Nissan or whoever, right? Your name is associated with it. So while I agree that they're saying, oh, just do it anyways, but they're not the ones who's signing off on it. Because I'll tell you this, when we go to deploy code at work, pretty much at all the jobs that I've been at where we deploy code, the CEO, the VP, the CTO, they're not the ones who's approving the pull request. They're not the ones who's doing the majority of the code review. So it's on you. So your name is the one that's tied with it. And now, do you want your name to be associated with disaster if that's what happens? Yes, the company's name is associated with disaster. They take the big brunt of the hit and stuff like that. But when you drill down to it, your name is also associated with it because your approval is what was a check mark that said, all right, cool, we're good to go. Or you're the one who wrote the code that took you to that next level, or not level, but that took it to the next step that allowed it to be deployed, or you released the code. So now if you know something is not good, but they say release it anyways, like when Mitch asked, well, do you lose your job and go somewhere else? Or do you release and know that it can cause a lot of problems in the future? So and that's why I named the stream like professionalism and integrity. Because I mean there's definitely times that bugs make it through and stuff like that, but if you know something is not good, it's not right, but they say do it anyways. Even if you say, oh, can you put it in writing? Does that relieve you from the ownership of the code? Because they said, well, do it anyways. Like for me, I'm like, oh, well, you know what? You come and approve this pull request. You come and write the code. You come and approve the pull request, and you come and deploy the code. And if they're not willing to do it, then why should you be willing to do it? If you say, all right, this is the because there's risk assessment, but see, the CEO of Volkswagen said nobody from leadership knew about this. It was just some rogue engineers who decided to do this. I don't buy it, but that's what he told to millions of people around the world, that it was the software engineers. So as a software engineer, if you or a QA engineer or whatever, cybersecurity engineer, if you see that something is wrong, do you say no? Or are you going to associate your name with something that can cause potential disaster? right? So that's my thoughts about that. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. All right, so let's continue with the chat before we get back to our last segment for today. The Wealth Building Journey says, hands down, the best open source freeware for audio recording. Interesting. Audacity. I've heard of that. And it says, facts, some reason Ralph hates it though. We know he wants to be a lot of zeros, perfect. It's not realistic though. I try. And your car says, that's like Oprah saying she uses Weight Watchers but taking a Ozempic. That's so bad. Oh my goodness. The CEO can't even type 20 words per minute. I remember me and my friends used to do like typing challenges to see who could type the fastest. For some reason, he beats me unbelievably. My friend, he types like 90 words per minute. I'm like, okay, I'm probably at like, 65, 78, something in that range. Depends on how I'm feeling. Depends on which keyboard I'm using as well. But 90 words per minute, that's crazy. And it says, get some water. That's like saying Ralph told me to do it. I didn't want to do it, but I did it anyways. And the Wealth Building Journey says, so as management, why wouldn't they have fired those rogue software developers? So I think part of that story is they're saying that we didn't know that they did it. I don't know. It's just like, I agree with you guys. I do agree with you guys that was not a good look for the CEO. But my question is, if we know that they're going to throw us under the bus anyways, should we do it just to meet some artificial deadline? Because I'll tell you this, there's been so many times that we've been giving these deadlines, like, oh, we need to get this done, we need to get this done, we need to get this done. While I'm saying that, I'm going to kick off the next Terraform apply. But yeah, they're like, oh, we need to get this done, we need to get this done. And then we get it done on time, right? We'll work through the night and everything like that. And that's why, like, I'm gonna break down. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but maybe we'll do it as a Q&A. I don't know, but I want to break down the video that Robert T. Martin had about like professionalism and stuff like that. Giving honest estimations. I did a video about that before, but honest estimations about the role of QA, not shipping crap, and stuff like that, so that when they come to us like with these deadlines, and we're like, there's been so many times you get these deadlines and then like, you work through the night, all this stuff, extra hours, and then you deliver it, and they're like, oh, thanks, and then they don't use it for like 3 months. You're like, why did we just kill ourselves to push all of this so fast? And that's because that they don't trust the software developers, the software engineers, because we have a reputation of not being accurate in our estimations and just pretty much saying, oh, it'll be done when it's done. And that is not the right way. And if here's the problem, right? And this we'll go into at some point in the future that Robert T. Martin was talking about is, if we don't regulate ourselves, then the people who know absolutely nothing about development and stuff like that, they're going to be the ones who regulate us. So we need to get a code of like Ikara was saying earlier, a code of ethics around this before they force one on us. That's going to be, and then when with all those certifications that people are always dying over, then they're gonna like, okay, you have to get the certification, like, but that one doesn't even do anything, So that's what I'm saying. All right, so Mitch had said, when I was in elementary school, our computer class, they made us put a box over the keyboard, so we had to learn to type like that. What elementary school did you go to that they were teaching you how to type in elementary school? And it says, Vorak, keyboards can speed up your typing significantly. I'm gonna get. See, that's not a hard word. The wealth building journey, but I don't know if the D is silent or not. So I'm just gonna say it as Vorak keyboard. All right, and it says willful ignorance. The wealth. Yep. I agree. I agree with that. And it says I still can't type. Let me see what else we got. That was your convenient excuse. Convenient amnesia. And I went to that other school, them other people. Okay, I got you. All right, so I'm gonna put up another 20 minutes or last 20 minutes of the day. But I'll show you what's happening right now.
It's time to do.
I am watching the eCam memory like a hawk, so that if it starts to go crazy, I can just restart it, and that way the stream doesn't die, but we can continue. And so it might be a little bit staticky, it might freeze every now and then, but I'm watching it, and so that way if it goes crazy, we catch it early and then we pivot from there, right? So I started the Terraform apply again so that we can create our setup again in AWS, but this time it shouldn't have that rogue :p over there. So we'll see what happens. But let me see what the wealth building journey said. I think I'm gonna say Vorak was ahead of his time. I think that Vorak was ahead of his time. If he had come up with the Vorak keyboard around the time of mass market PC, we would probably be using that now. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look what the Vorak keyboard is. Let's say it says the people use it in general, and I believe it's pronounced Dvorak. I mean, I'm curious to see. Let's see what a Vorak keyboard is, right? While Terraform is doing its thing, while AWS is doing its thing, I'm curious. A keyword layout for English patented in 1936 by August Dvorak and his brother-in-law William Dealey as a faster and more ergonomic alternative to the QWERTY layout. Let's see. I'm watching you, Ecamm. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Got up to like 20, then it dropped back down. All right, so let's see if we can get a good picture. You know what? I think that someone that I used to work with had ended up getting one of those. Let me see. Oh my God, imagine having to relearn how to type on this, though. All right, so it finished. Let's see what's going on over here now. So that did not fix it, apparently. Let's see. Thought that might have been it, but apparently not. So if we go here, we don't have that anymore. But that should have been, let me see, that should have been shut down. Tasks. Let's see here. So it's just, I think even with the logs, it's not really helping me. Let me see. Because I have the logs, but it's not really saying what. It starts up locally. You know what? You know what? Hold on 1 second. No, that's different because that is. All right, let's do this. Let's try this. Let's go to here. What's this? This from when? Tasks. Let me see. Task definition. Create a manual task. Let's see. Create new task definition. Say we take container. So you could push this in here. Trying to think. What is it missing? So if we go to, all right, we're in log. All right, if we go back over here, let's make sure that we have all of our variables and stuff like that. Let's go here. Task definition, this one. Let's go here. 3,000 gigabit. I got it. I think I got it. I'm pretty sure it's this right here. Let me see. Pretty sure that's what it is. Let me see something. That's gotta be what it is. Let me see. And go. Google Sheet. Might be that typo that did it. That might be that typo that broke the camel's back. Let's do another Terraform apply. What up, Ferris? What up, Ferris? All right. So I don't want to have to restart everything though. Let me see what happens. If we go back to here and we go here because the apply happened. We have an updated test definition. JSON. So this is here. So that's good. Now, how do we restart our, oh my God, this thing's doing it again. I think it's whenever I switch scenes, whenever I switch screens, that's when it starts to go crazy. But we're here. We're here. Let's see. First, let's try this. That's not working yet. Tasks. Let's see here. I would just like to restart it all together. The 22 is inactive, or 21 is inactive. So I need to start one with task 22. But when is that going to happen? Let's see. ECS service. We go to tasks. These two are inactive. So if we were to say, I want to just stop it because then I have to start it over. What if we say update? So I manually updated it so that we can get the 20-second revision that has the right environment variable in there. The weird thing is at one point this actually worked. So that's why I'm like, why did it work that one time? I don't know. Strange. Let's see. Refresh. Uh, 16, 17. Let's see here. Let's see. Why are you? So update made. Okay. Go back to clusters. Let's go into services, tasks. It's still not changing it to. All right, let's do this. Let's stop all. It's not working anyways. And let's do update service. Let's do that. Why does it 22? All right, so let's go with tasks, deployment. Let's see. Deployment in progress. All right, let's see what happens with this deployment in progress. Because if we can get it to like start running without doing all this restart, like having to destroy and restart and stuff like that, then that'll put us in good shape. And then we could probably run it for the week if that's the case. Because I do want to run it for the week so that I can compare the price between Fargate and Elastic Beanstalk. Let's see here. This has been a crazy, crazy stream having to monitor Ecamm like a hawk. At least we didn't end up losing the whole entire stream and then having to do 2 streams. Yeah, it was crazy yesterday. Let me see here. Any desired status. So these are both stopped. But I want to get some new tasks running though. How long is it going to be in progress for? All right, there we go. We got one coming up. Let's see what happens. Pending. At 30. So this one just started. Let's see. I will say it was a lot easier setting up the Elastic Beanstalk than it was to set up the ECS. Even having to do the load balancers for the Elastic Beanstalk, that was a lot easier. Now, I want to try to deploy production or deploy like connecting to Mongo Atlas with the production environment on Elastic Beanstalk, and that was a total failure. But I'll have about maybe about an hour because we're going to be wrapping it up soon. As soon as this is done, see what happens. We're going to be wrapping up soon. So if this works, then well, I'm going to go do some more troubleshooting to see if we can get the other stuff if I can get that deployment to work. Because that would be nice to get that deployment to work to close the sprint off for today. So we shall see. And I have a bunch of other work to do. Let's see. So this is one task due to unhealthy status. Let's go to tasks. One is running, one is pending. I think I'm going to have to add a health check at some point. Maybe that's what we'll do next week. Maybe we'll add a health check next week because it is acting up when we don't have our health check. I think that's part of the reason why it has trouble starting up, possibly. But although it did start up at one point, so I don't know. Logs. There's no logs in here yet. This has a public IP.
Lunch break. lunch break.
All right. Let's just see if this is, let's just wait for this to be done. And then we will figure it out from there. But one way or the other, next week we're going to add a health check. I guess the health check could just be if you go to the homepage that you get a 200 and not found. And then I could probably eventually add a health check to the API as well, so that we can always make sure that the API is up and running as well. So we are doing what we have to do. Let's see. So we have still errors. It's so weird. It might be, it might, I don't know. These errors don't make sense to me. Because I need to be able to see where this error is coming from. Because this is recent. We go here. Nope. So even with the Cloudwatch, it didn't really help us much. And last time we were actually even getting a 502. I think we were getting a 502 first, and then we fixed that to get the 503. But we don't have that issue when we are using, I don't think it's going to work. Even with, so everything is right with our, let me see. Let's go here. This should be good. We look at this here. Details. That's the address. Yeah, something. So here's the problem that I'm having. Something with the deployment is messing up, and I'm not getting enough details from the logs to see why. Because when I run it locally, it runs perfectly fine. You know the saying, it works on my machine. That's exactly what we're going through right here. But it's just only telling me like this right here. So that's not enough details to actually be able to see what the issue is. So another idea, well, no, that's not going to work. I think last week we tried to connect to the ECS, or to the ECS instance, but ran into some issues with that as well. I'll do some investigation on it. Anyways, let's leave that there because I don't know what's going on, but I will. Talking about perfection, let's talk about this real quick, and then we'll wrap up with the chat, and then we'll wrap up for today. All right. So let's go with professionalism over perfectionism. Right. So what do I mean by that? So a lot of times that we want to be perfect, like Mitch was saying earlier, like, oh, I want to be perfect. I do, but I think a lot of times though, we also want to be like, I think it's better to be professional than to be perfect, because the professionalism is going to stick with you, the way that you work with other people, the way that you communicate, all of that stuff. And also when you're giving like estimations, the quality of the work, making sure that you test the work that you do before you, because I've had this problem happen like many times, right? And it is not recently, but in the past, where a software engineer, a front-end developer maybe, they say they're working in React, and then they'll make a change and they say, okay, this is ready for testing. So then you go into actually testing it, and you hit the home page and it's not working. It's like the very first page isn't working, and it's like, all right, well, at this point you're not even thinking about perfectionism. right? But where's the professionalism in there? If like, I would expect that if you are saying something is ready to be tested or something is working, that you would have at least looked at it instead of, see, this is where the perfectionism part comes in. Instead of thinking that you're perfect in your code, that you don't even have to check your own work, that's a problem. And I think that it makes you look bad. And that now, so I think part of being professional is checking after your own work, making sure that you're not delivering crap and nonsense, writing the proper tests. Because I believe if you had good tests in place, then you're not going to get these type of issues creeping in where, you know, you go to the login page and it's like a blank page. Making sure that the quality of your work is professional instead of thinking that my work is perfect, there's never anything wrong. And then when you send it, like, oh, how could this have happened? And then the other part is where, and maybe I'll have a fuller discussion about this, about like quality assurance and software engineering and how they work together. But a lot of times, like, especially people in QA feel like this, that they feel that they are the garbage dump for software engineers where, oh, don't worry about it, QA will catch it. And that's not the case. Where with professionalism, you don't want QA to find a bunch of issues with your code. You don't want QA to be nitpicking as, oh, this here and that there and that there and that there. Oh, did you do this? Did you do that? Because then it's like now you're being babysat. Because you thought that, oh, my code is perfect. But if there is anything wrong, QA will catch it. And that's not how it works. All right, so my idea is let's focus on professionalism over perfectionism. Although, might be a little bit hard for me to do because, 9 times out of 10, I am perfect. But that one time, I am terrible. I am terrible.
How dare you?
It happens, right? It happens. But seriously, though, professionalism over perfectionism. And that's why, Mitch, that's why, I'll take this off the screen when I say this. I will shoot from 30 feet out and I might miss 9 out of 10 times. But however, if it's the game-winning shot, it's going in. And that, in my opinion, is professional, right? That's professional. Or not. But that's not the point. I digress. All right. Anyways, let's take a look at the chat. It's all messed up because of this issue that we're having today. But we'll fix it. Agile software development principles, make it work and then make it better. So today worked. Was it the best? Not at all. But we'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. All right. So let me see what the chat says, and then we will go from there. Right. So I missed a bunch of stuff. Let's see. And as Jakar said, to Ferris, appreciate coming to the Discord meeting. I appreciate it as well. It was very fun. Great questions as well, and great sharing like your thoughts and experience after like a week into learning how to do Python.
I appreciate you.
All right, and let's see what else we got. Let's see. It says for sure made sure David hop in too. I'll try to catch them more. That would be awesome if you can. Let's see. So Ferris asked, let me see, is it here? I'd rather share what's going on here. There we go. So Ferris asked, what is Elastic Beanstalk again? So Elastic, I don't even know what the best way to explain it. All I know is that I was able to use Elastic Beanstalk to deploy my Node application. But if we look at what it is in particular, I will answer that question. So it's pretty much, it helps you deploy, manage web applications with capacity provisioning, app monitoring, and more. It's like pretty much an end-to-end flow for deploying applications. I used it for Node application, but it supports Apache Tomcat for Java, Apache HTTP Server for PHP, HTTP Server for Python, Nginx for Node.js, Passenger or Puma for Ruby, Let me see. But it's a orchestration service offered by Amazon Web Services for deploying applications which orchestrates various AWS services such as EC2, S3, Simple Notification Service, SNS, Cloudwatch, auto-scaling, and Elastic Load Balancers. So pretty much it's one service that puts all the different services that AWS uses together so that you can be able to like deploy your application. So I was trying to deploy the Node application in a different way, but all the ways that I was trying didn't really work well. I tried to use what's the name of that other one? AWS Amplify, but I couldn't get it to work. But it did get to work with AWS Elastic Beanstalk. So that's what the site is actually running on. But I would like to do a test if I can ever get it to work in Elastic and ECS of the cost of which is cheaper, the ECS with Fargate or with Elastic Beanstalk, and then whichever one is cheaper, I'll go with that one. Let me see. Let me see. Where are we here? Your car is completely right. It works on my machine. Yes, it does. Like, I don't know. It's so weird because this part and I'm also having an issue that I'm gonna have to dig into about the database and stuff like that, like connecting Mongo Atlas to Elastic Beanstalk. So there's some type of permission that's happening over there. It says you can't automate the health check. Yes, you can automate the health check. It's just that. So the way the health check is, like you can say, all right, the health check is going to be the homepage. Make sure like when it pings the homepage that it's getting a 200, or you can have an endpoint for health check that's checking something that gives you a status. And now you plug it into AWS where it's saying, okay, this is the health check. You ping this every like 10 seconds or something like that to make sure that you're getting the right response. And then if you ping it like 3 times and you don't like, let's say on the third, let's say the first time you ping it, you get like some 400 or 500, right? Then another 10 seconds later, you ping it, you get a 200. That means it's good. But let's say 3 times in a row, it gets for 30 seconds, it gets a 500. Then it's going to do some type of alerting to let you know that something is wrong and that you need to investigate. So that's the purpose of the health check, and that is technically automated as well as the notification. Let me see. Or it's right on my phone, but not on my laptop. Yep, totally. And let me see. So Ferris says Azure is greater than AWS. You know what, Ferris? This is what I have to say to you. Write a Python formula that expresses that. If we want to be throwing shots, just do it. Just prove it to me in Python. Prove it to me in Python. All right. And Mitch says, in the words of Denzel, y'all killing me. Petty? I don't know. Which Denzel movie is that? Which is that was out of your hands. It happens. And it says, that's true. It says, that's true. It's not paper, but that's one typo. Was wild. Yeah, and guess what? It wasn't even the typo. So there's something that's happening that that is a problem. There's something that's happening that is weird. Like I don't know if it's the version of Nginx. I don't know. It's so weird. But we're gonna figure it out because it worked before at some point. All right. Let's see. Mitch says you're not a shooter. Mitch, I challenge you to a 3-point shootout. I challenge you to a 3-point shootout, all right? Says you're acting, you're just playing a part. It says, and then 30 feet is a mid-range. And it says, is No Days Off your merch? But it is not my merch. It should be, but it's not. It should be, but it's not. I found it on Amazon. Cool shirt. and I liked it, so I got it. So, you know, I liked it and I had to have it. So it is what it is. And it says, I'd also like to see one that says, I don't miss. Interesting. Interesting. I like it. I like that. I like that. Okay. We're going to look into that. We're going to look. It says, he's flexing that. That is not a rollie whatsoever. And it says, let's see. So, Ferris says, I wonder if I was using the wrong thing on my project. I was using EKS instead of EBS. I don't think you were using the wrong thing. I think because you're trying to use Kubernetes, and so I think Elastic Beanstalk is different. If you're deploying an application directly, but I think you were intending to use Kubernetes. So I think you're using the right thing. Let's see. We need a merch store. Let's see what else. I think that's it. Let me see. Can I get some quotes on them shirts? I would put your quote, Mitch. The one about your job is your first investment partner. Let me see if there's anything else that I missed with this crazy stream. I think I got everything. Let's see. I didn't see this one. Where'd that one come from? Okay, it's right there. It says AWS Lambda is dope. I'm still trying to get more familiar with Lambda. We use Lambda for a lot of stuff at my company, but I'm not familiar with it at all yet. So I'm going to add that to my list to investigate AWS. Let me add that right now. When your car speaks, that means it's time for me to add it to my list, So any.do. AWS Lambda. Perfect. Cool. All right. It's been a crazy stream. I think I'm going to wrap it up today because I need to go downgrade this thing because it's been driving me absolutely crazy. I don't like when this happens at all because I am OCD mixed with ADD and it doesn't work well for me when this happens. All right. So let's see. Let me see what the wealth building journey says. We're going to wrap it up with the wealth building journey, right? The wealth building journey says that I forgot all about Remember the Titans. What's bad is that was based on one of the nearby high schools here in Alexandria, Virginia. A little bit embarrassing that I forgot that. Oh, that's where that was from. Interesting. And okay, thanks for the reminder. Your car says run memory compression and then restart. I will surely do that. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I don't know. I don't even know about this. Because I am not entertained. I am frustrated, right? I'm frustrated. But I'm going to ask you guys anyways because that's how we end the show. But I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy. But
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I am not entertained. I am unhappy. I'm unhappy at this quality. But I don't even know. I think I'm gonna have to bring the price of the brick down after this quality stream. But you guys know yesterday's price is not today's price. Today's price is not tomorrow's price because tomorrow's price it might be lower.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. All right, you guys. I will check you guys out tomorrow morning. We are going to do some more. We're going to be working through the iOS App Store to continue our deployment. But yeah, and then tomorrow, Candid Conversations, so check that out. And then we'll be back. Then we also have our Q&A on Tuesday night, all right? So that being said, I'm out of here, guys. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. Thank you guys for tuning in. The price of ECAM going down. That's a fact. That's a fact, Jakar. The price of ECAM better go down with today's thing, all right? But you guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday afternoon.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.